What you gonna do without the great white hope? With them ratings getting low, cat, I really need to know. And how you gonna act? How you gonna handle that? What you gonna do when Caitlyn don't come back? For those that don't know, that was Uncle Casey's remix to Maya's 2000 classic Case of the X. A song, a remix that perfectly encapsulates what's going on right now in the WNBA dump. Now, in Case of the X, Maya is questioning her current boyfriend who is suddenly yearning for his past relationship. It's similar to how WNBA players have spent the last couple of years begging for things to go back to normal, begging for things in the WNBA to be the way they were in the past. For 3 decades, the unskilled pretend basketball players in the WNBA were begging to be noticed. Why won't people watch us? We're the only league that features masculine women with facial whiskers. They blamed mythical racism. They claimed that America was afraid to see strong black women succeed. They blamed mythical misogyny. WNBA players claimed that they were the ultimate victims of an oppressive system. The janitor is making more money than we are. Yeah, that's probably true. But the janitor provides a service that people need. The janitor provides actual value. Who do you think is responsible for cleaning the golden toilet, which has now been upgraded to the platinum pooper? Who do you think is responsible for cleaning that mess? The janitor. For decades, WNBA players refused to acknowledge that they were the primary reason for their own huge embarrassing failure. Then all of a sudden, there was a savior on the horizon. January 2002, there was a great white hope born in a manger or a hospital in Des Moines, Iowa. This young woman was predestined to be the hero that WNBA players had been asking for. I can be your hero, baby. Last summer, Caitlin Clark strapped on her hard hat and steel-toed boots and revolutionized the game of pretend basketball. She turned this previously unmonetizable turd into a league that's getting dangerously close to losing their charity status. Because of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is on the verge of generating pesos and profit for the first time ever. She brought mainstream attention to a league that never had a chance of breaking into the mainstream. She brought a new fan base. For the first time, people were actually willing to spend money to watch the WNBA. Previously unknown players, they had the chance to become stars if they were willing to let the real star take the lead and benefit from the spotlight that she was providing. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Instead of allowing Caitlin Clark to elevate the league, WNBA players were overtaken with powerful feelings of jealousy. They resented her. They wanted her to go away. And this season, and especially over the last couple of months, WNBA players have gotten exactly what they wanted. After 2 years of claiming that the WNBA is about more than one player, unknown dump divers were finally given the opportunity to prove it. As expected, the end result has been huge, embarrassing failure. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches, minor pains throughout your day, and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you just don't want to take? I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who deals with back pain. That's why she has started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC. Not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are specifically designed for rapid pain relief. Like I said, my wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff, the chiropractor, but none of that ever seemed to work. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Over the last 2 years, the WNBA and their pretend friends in the mainstream media have been bragging about the success of this toxic turd. Obviously, they refuse to credit Caitlin Clark for the success. The media attributes the success to the WNBA as a league. This league is amazing! Millions of people are watching pretend basketball. These women are huge stars! Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes! Late July, the WNBA proudly flaunted ratings for the All-Star Game, which drew 2.2 million viewers. Of course, they conveniently failed to mention that ratings were down 36% from the record ratings that Caitlin Clark pulled the year before. Early August, ESPN pointed out that the Seattle Spankers and the Indiana Felines, without Caitlin Clark, drew 1.6 million on ABC. ESPN claimed that WNBA ratings were up 20% over last year, mostly without Caitlin Clark playing. But over the last 3 or 4 weeks, both the WNBA and the media have been strangely silent. I wonder why. Ratings for nationally televised games have mysteriously disappeared. I knew the WNBA lived in a world of make-believe, but I never realized they were magicians. It seems when ratings fail to meet expectations, the WNBA makes ratings disappear faster than pants at the Butt Bongo Festival. Sports Media Watch, which is the go-to source for sports ratings, Sports Media Watch, they have not updated WNBA ratings since August 26th. I'm looking down here at my calendar. Today is September 10th. You mean to tell me there hasn't been a nationally televised WNBA game in over 2 weeks? Unfortunately for the WNBA, it appears that NBA TV didn't get the memo. Unlike their pretend friends at ESPN or ABC, their primary subsidizer is refusing to hide their ratings. Last year, Caitlin Clark averaged 530,000 viewers on NBA TV. Now, I know that sounds low, but you gotta remember, most people are not watching NBA TV. Hell, I don't think Adam Silver watches NBA TV, and he owns the dump. Before Caitlin Clark, WNBA games on NBA TV struggled to eclipse 100,000 viewers. With the assistance of the Rue from Waterloo, some WNBA games have been outdrawing the NBA on their own network. Last week, the Indiana Felines were featured twice on NBA TV. No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, and no audience. August 31st against the Golden State Vikings, 346,000 viewers. September 2nd against the Phoenix Masculines, 314,000. Not only is that a season low, I believe it's also the lowest number for the Felines in the Caitlin Clark era. You guys remember Paige Buckner? But my name is Paige Becker! It doesn't matter what your name is! Remember how the media was pretending that Paige was the Great White Hope? Last week, the Dallas Wankers, along with the Great Pretender, were playing the Minnesota Linkers on NBA TV. 178,000 viewers. Atlanta Dreamers, Las Vegas Anonymous Faces, 216,000. I could keep going, but I think you get the point. But Casey, these games are on NBA TV. Like you said, no one watches this dump of a network. This comparison is unfair. You just hate the WNBA. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. I have never hidden my disdain for this dump. I have always been upfront with you guys with my bias against the WNBA and pretend basketball. But numbers are not biased. Numbers are objective. People might not watch NBA TV, but they damn sure watch CBS, right? Over on the second channel later today, going to be talking about the record-breaking ratings in the NFL for Week 1. The NFL on CBS drew massive numbers on Sunday, so clearly, tens of millions of people are watching CBS. Now, throughout the season, the WNBA averaged 1.2 million viewers on CBS. Obviously, that number was inflated by Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Felines. Final game of the season on CBS. New York Lesbians, Atlanta Dreamers. 595,000 viewers. Now, that number is lower than the 622,000 that the WNBA averaged on something called Ion this season. The WNBA playoffs begin on Sunday. Have you noticed that no one is talking about it? This time last year, the WNBA was dominating talk shows on ESPN and FS1. Content creators on YouTube were flooding the platform with WNBA videos. This year, it's complete silence. Obviously, ratings for the playoffs are going to be a flaming ass fire. But if I'm the WNBA, I am concerned about the future. This is the absolute worst time to be negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement. You have 2 years of increased ratings that are essentially an illusion. It's not real. And the reason I say it's not real, I don't think it's sustainable. Even with Caitlin Clark, I don't think these ratings are sustainable because the WNBA has once again found another unique way to fuck everything up. Players protesting during the All-Star game. Remember that doofus duo? What were they called? Bud Studs? They were humiliated when club bouncers didn't recognize them and refused to let them into a WNBA party, and then they tried to act like victims. But more importantly, the WNBA messed up because players refused to use the star power of Caitlin Clark to elevate the rest of the league. They refused to use her star power to create new stars. And now they are left with a league filled with unknowns that no one gives a shit about. I know that sounds harsh. I know that hurts feelings. I'm sure Nafisha Collier and Sabrina Ionescu are lovely ladies, but the truth is, no one cares. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.